Joseph sold as slave. Jacob sends Joseph to find his brothers, who are grazing their flocks in Shechem, and report back on how they are getting on. Joseph travels north on the long trip to Shechem. This map shows the most likely route Joseph traveled to find his brothers. When Joseph arrives in Shechem, he searches the grazing land, but cannot find his brothers. A man tells him he overheard them saying they were moving on to find new pastures in Dothan. This map shows the location of Dothan. It's a walk of about 10 miles further north. His jealous brothers see him coming and plot to kill him, throw his body into a cistern, then say that a wild animal has killed him. Reuben protests and tells them not to kill Joseph or shed blood. He suggests they spare his life but put him into a cistern. He was secretly planning to rescue Joseph from the cistern later. Joseph's brothers grab him and wrestle off his rich robe. They force him into a deep cistern. The cistern was dry and had no water in it. As the brothers are eating, they see some Ishmaelite traders coming from Gilead. Their camels are loaded with spices, balm, and myrrh that they are taking down to Egypt. Reuben is not with his brothers at this time. Judah comes up with the idea of selling Joseph to the Ishmaelite traders. The brothers agree to his plan and sell Joseph to them for 20 shekels of silver. Reuben returns and finds Joseph is missing. He tears his clothes in grief when he finds out what has happened, fearing he will get the blame. Joseph is taken south by the Ishmaelite traders. On the long trip to Egypt. A map showing the most likely route to Egypt Joseph was forced to take. In Egypt, Joseph is taken into the slave market. Potiphar, who works for Pharaoh as captain of the guard, is in the market looking for a slave. Potiphar bids for Joseph and buys him from the Ishmaelite traders. Meanwhile, the brothers come up with a devious plan to explain Joseph's disappearance. They kill a goat and dip Joseph's rich robe in its blood. They return to Jacob to show him the blood-stained robe. Jacob assumes that Joseph must have been torn to pieces by a wild animal. Jacob tears his clothes, puts on sackcloth, and wails deeply. He is beside himself in grief, and no one can comfort him. He says he will mourn the loss of Joseph for the rest of his life.